Well, hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. We are having a good, informative first segment today with Captain Eric Rethmeyer from the Owatonna Police Department, who's going to talk to us about Towards Zero Deaths and what all that means in our community. And also then we're going to go on location to visit with Pastor Sandy Miller, who has got a ministry called the Laundry Ministry, and we'll do that on location. If you're not aware, this is Wednesday, the 12th of April in 2017, and my name is Pete Connor. I'm your host. Always, as a reminder, we'd appreciate your input as to what you'd like to see on Owatonna Today. If there is a person who you believe deserves some recognition for some things they're doing in our community that are worthwhile, or if you have an event that you would like to see publicized, why not give us a call with Leanne at 390-5751, or by shooting us an email at owatonnatoday.charter@charter.net. So, with all of that, we're going to go off now for a quick break with some commercial messages, and then we'll be back with Captain Rethmeyer. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Come out to Spare Time Entertainment on Saturday, April 22nd for Bowl for Kids' Sake to benefit Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Southern Minnesota. Start today by forming a team, collecting pledges, and bowling for kids in your community. Call 451-5922 for more information, or go directly to our website to set up your own fundraising page. Help change the lives of local children. Raise some money and join us for a great time on Saturday, April 22nd from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. for Bowl for Kids' Sake. See you there.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and welcome to Captain Eric Rethmeyer from OPD.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
Good to have you.
Very happy to be representing the Owatonna Police today.
And I'll say it this way: there would be a no finer representative.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You can take that back to the shop and play with those guys. Well, we've got some things that we want to talk about, important things with respect to what's known as Towards Zero Death.
That's correct.
And we're going to talk in some depth about that. But I don't know that we've ever gotten a profile about you on, you're a local guy.
I am. I'm an Owatonna grad, 1986.
You didn't get far. The apple, as they say, doesn't fall far.
No, I got away for a little bit, but I just got drawn back here. Yeah, I met my wife by accident, and we ended up in Owatonna again after I worked in Iowa for a little bit. So I've been back in Owatonna since 1993, and loving every minute of it.
Cool. That's cool. And you've been with the department since then?
Yep.
And moved up, obviously, as a patrol officer, I would guess?
I've been in every facet. I was even interim chief for a little while, so I had my taste of that and gladly gave it back to somebody else.
That's good. Oh, well, that's good. It's great to, there is this the hometown is important to us, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And I'd have to say that Eric and our daughter, our oldest child, are classmates at OHS. So
there's a sense of community pride.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Well, let's talk a little bit about Towards Zero Death and the nascence of that. What brought that all about?
Well, Towards Zero Death is just it's a plan instituted by the state of Minnesota to reduce the number of traffic crashes and fatalities that happen on the roadway, and they do it through what they call the 4 E's. Through education, through enforcement, through emergency services, that would be your ambulance and so forth like that, and then through engineering, road design. And we take a part of that from the enforcement aspect of it. And And what we have coming up right now is our enforcement wave, which takes place between April 10th and April 23rd, where we focus on distracted driving. Very prevalent right now what's going on in our Minnesota roadways.
You know, as a cyclist, and I'm well aware of the potential problems for, I've got this little thing I ride, and then there's these big things that come by me, and you see people where their eyes are, and we've had, unfortunately, crashes involving cyclists, including a death. In fact, there's a law that is stemmed from one of those out in the western part of the state. But we were talking before on air, it's compelling. These smartphones and these phones, it's a compelling thing, the discipline that is required.
That's right. We're in a culture right now where everybody's is used to or pre-programmed to instant information. And when they hear that ding go off in their phone, it's really hard to resist picking it up to see who just sent you a message and how important is it. But when you're driving, simply, it's illegal to do so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think even goes past legality. There's perhaps a moral issue.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're putting somebody else at risk because of your desire to read whatever just came across your phone, and it might have long-lasting, life-altering effects on somebody else.
Right. And distracted driving has been around forever, really. I mean, when you think about it, you get kids in the car, you get something falls on the floor, you reach down for it,
you
and
bet.
so forth. But this really has just kicked it up to a different level, hasn't it?
It is, really, and when we talk about distracted driving, the first thing that comes to mind is texting while you're on the phone, or texting. But distracted driving is so much more than that. I can't tell you the countless times I've seen in my unmarked squad car where I see somebody eating. That's distracted driving. Fiddling with the radio, reading the paper, reading a book, shaving, putting makeup on. All that stuff is distracted driving. And again, it puts somebody else's life at risk.
Right. You talk about the coalition. I think you mentioned OPD and County Sheriff's Department and schools and hospitals and Gold Cross and the whole 9 yards, each playing a part.
We do.
Yes, different part, obviously.
That's right. Bi-monthly we get together and we talk about issues that we're seeing in our own communities, enforcement initiatives that we're going to be taking, such as distracted driving. We have a meeting tomorrow, as a matter of fact, where we're going to discuss serious or fatality crashes which have occurred in Steele County. What could be done different from law enforcement's response, emergency services response, road design. Is there something that could be done to make sure that those types of crashes don't happen in the future?
Right. Would you term, it's maybe a stretch, but would you term this distracted driving thing and with texting and all as an epidemic?
Yes, I would. Absolutely. I don't foresee it going away. Technology is changing all the time and it gives you better enhancements. I do not see it going away, and I don't think the state of Minnesota does either. Right now there's legislation which is being proposed to eliminate all cell phone devices being used in a motor vehicle. Unless it's hands-free, that's correct. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and that's being pushed by the Minnesota Chiefs of Police organization, and the Owatonna Police Department also supports that.
An organization I'm deeply involved with, Bike Min, which is because of our cycling. It's also being advocated for passage. We'll see how that all.
And I think it's really necessary from an enforcement aspect. It's really difficult for us to enforce. Somebody using a hands-free device, because you can do it legally. You can talk on a cell phone, but you cannot text. You can't check your Facebook account. You can't email. Even when you're stopped at a stop sign, you can't do it. And you'll see the telltale signs all the time. People looking up and looking down and looking up and looking down. You know exactly what they're doing. It's hard for us to make those enforcement stops.
Right. Give us an example of what it's like to be driving at 55 miles an hour, because you've got it on your sheet here. The time that it takes for an automobile to stop or to be in control when someone is not looking.
Sure. Well, there's been studies done, and on average it takes 4.6 seconds for a person to read a text. So at 55 miles per hour, and that 4.6 seconds, or really 4 seconds is what they did the study on, you're going to travel the distance of a football field without paying attention to the roadway. And in that 100 yards, a lot of things can happen to you.
Right. But it's a difficult thing for you, for the department, and others in law enforcement to really enforce, because you almost have to be there.
Yeah, you do have to be there almost, yeah.
And in terms of reconstruction, I would guess, then you finally arrive at the fact that someone was doing something with...
Well, if we do have a tragic case like that, that's what's going to happen, is we're going to call in some reconstructions from the state. They're going to assist us, but we're going to do some search warrants, too, off of your cell phone activity to see whether your cell phone was a contributing factor to that crash.
Sure.
And unfortunately, if it was, there can be some very serious repercussions. Quite frankly, if you're distracted driving or texting while still driving contributes to a motor vehicle crash,
right.
you could conceivably be charged with vehicular criminal operation, which is a felony.
Yeah. Could result in some jail time.
Over a year in
time,
prison,
yeah.
fines up to $10,000.
Right. Once again, the wave is going to be on.
We start on April 10th, and it goes through the 23rd.
Right.
So Steele County, Owatonna Police Department, we're in a coalition with Dodge County. We all have a pool of money to put extra cops on the roadway, and that's strictly what they're out there to do, is enforce distracted driving.
Okay, very well. Let's talk about a couple of other things in the time we've got remaining that are, of concern or of interest, perhaps to our viewers.
Sure.
What's going on downtown? What are, and one thing that I'd been interested in knowing is what other trends are there that you're seeing?
Well, right now we see, and we're starting some initiatives on this, which are not tried and true. We're trying to do some experimental enforcement, but retail theft is really contributing largely to our crime rate. In fact, in 2016 stats aren't out yet, but 2015, shoplifting alone contributed to 19.4% of our Part 1 crime rate.
Wow.
That's just too high.
Yeah.
That's too high, and it's something that we want to take a serious look at and see what we can do to reduce that number.
Yeah.
So you're going to see more of our cops in retail establishments. You're going to see them in Walmart. You're going to see them in Target. You're going to see them at Lowe's, doing walkthroughs, hopefully preventing this type of theft from taking place.
Something I don't see in those so-called big box places are their own local security, uniformed people. I wonder if that isn't going to be something that might come, they decide that they want to have.
Perhaps. We have a detective who works directly with the retail establishments, suggesting things that they can do to change their way they present their materials or their products to help prevent that. But you're right, they don't have uniform. They do, for the most part, they do have undercover security in there, but it's one person, and one person can't stop it all. So
Big place.
we want to see what we can do to help.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Well, that and many more things that are going on, we're going to hear about as time comes on. You guys come on here a couple times every 6 weeks or so, one time every 6 weeks. So we'll look forward to the next stop, either by you or when another fine member, a fine representative of the department. So thanks, Eric, for being with us, and best wishes. Be safe always.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, and thanks to you for being with us during this segment. We're now going to take some time for some messages, and so please hang with us.
Come join the fun at the 31st Annual Vegas-themed Fabulous Night of Nights auction, Saturday, April 22nd at St. Mary's School in Owatonna.
Doors open at 4:00 p.m. Admission is $10. Exciting items to bid on at the silent and live auctions.
Get your car and cash raffle tickets now for a chance to win $10,000 or a 2017 Ford Focus.
Great food and cash bar available. All proceeds benefit St. Mary's School.
Don't miss this great community event. And remember, what happens at the auction stays at the auction.
Hi, I'm Jean Newkirk, personal banker here at Bremer Bank. Come see me today for our current retail loan specials and any of your banking needs.
And I'm Ryan Gillespie, mortgage loan officer here at Bremer Bank in Owatonna, and I'm happy to help you with all of your home loan needs. Come see us today.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and we are here at Gina's Laundry. We are with some people from First Lutheran Church in Hope, Minnesota, and we are with Pastor Sandy Miller. Sandy, welcome to the Owatonna Today Show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. Tell us, first of all, who you have with you here.
Surely. To my right is Al Smuland and Lisa Borchert and Michelle Ingvelson, and then we have a few other people running around here as well.
Okay, so tell me, you have a ministry that you do here the third Monday of every month, and what is that called?
It's called Laundry Love.
Okay.
Laundry Love.
Laundry Love.
Mm-hmm.
And how did Laundry Love get started?
Well, for that I'm going to have to turn it over to Al because it was really his idea.
Okay,
So Al?
So,
you might call it my idea, but it's not my idea. Laundry Love has been around since about 2005. It started in California. Some people there saw people who were in need that might be helped by giving them assistance in their laundry.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it on the computer.
Okay.
I looked at it. I communicated with the people that were listed on the computer. I then talked with our pastor. And our pastor, I presume, talked with the council, and they thought it was an idea, that it was a good idea, a good mission outreach for our church. And so she took it from there.
Wonderful.
My job was finished. I gave the idea. I just planted the seed. These are the ones who did all of the watering and everything.
Okay, pass the microphone back to Sandy. Sandy, what precipitated wanting to do this particular ministry?
Well, I think it was really Al just bringing it to it. We were trying to find ways to bless our community. Mm-hmm. And Al is our vision guy, and like he said, he just brought it to us and we prayed about it and we thought, this is a really neat way to connect with people in our community that we might not otherwise connect with.
Okay. And did you perceive that there was a need for this?
We weren't really sure. We weren't sure how it would go, but we thought it was worth giving it a try, and we felt this is how the Lord was leading us to go. So
okay, pass the microphone over to Lisa. And Lisa, how did you become involved with this?
Well, Al brought it to church, had a talk in church about it, and asked if people would want to come to a meeting to discuss. And I came to that meeting. He said he didn't want to lead it, but he wanted help, and Michelle and I both were interested in that. So we kind of took it from there, but he's been here for almost every Laundry Love, talking to the kids and to the people and whatnot. So it's been great working together.
So pass the microphone to Michelle. Michelle, what is Laundry Love?
Well, for Laundry Love, what we do is we just come in and we pay for everybody's laundry. We provide detergent and we provide the softener as well. And we also pay for the drying.
So
that's all it is. We full meal deal.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
Since May of 2015. So almost 2 years, not quite 2 years.
Okay, all right.
Once a month.
So, and you can pass the microphone around on this question. What need did you discover that there was for Laundry Love? What was the need that you discovered?
That the people really need this. That they're so appreciative that they maybe have a job interview and this is a way to have clean clothes for it, or just how expensive it actually is to do your laundry here. I mean, and this isn't that expensive of a laundromat, but it's expensive to have that monthly bill to pay to do your clothes. So.
And did you find that some people would have to make choices about whether they would have food or clean clothes, or?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any specific stories you can share about experiences you've had with the lovely people that you're ministering to?
We had one family that he had a back injury at one of the plants here in town, factories, and was wound up without a job because of it, and utilized the services during that time and was a joy to work with. But then eventually through his church and what fellowship from them, he was able to obtain his own house that had laundry services, and he just to this day is so appreciative for all of that we were able to help him out during his time of need, and then when his time was done, he had his own services available to him.
Wow, that's wonderful. You can pass it to Pastor Sandy. Sandy, how many people each month do you think that you serve with Laundry Love?
That would actually probably be a better question for Lisa because she's the one that keeps track of all of that.
I would say on average we do 7 to 8 families and 12 to 15 people.
Okay.
Is who we're utilizing. And we usually can get through 2 rounds of washers and dryers in our 2 hours.
Okay.
We've got those that show up in plenty of time, get them all loaded up, they're ready for the first round. Half hour later, we're ready again to start loading them up again. So.
All right. And how do you pay for this? Because you provide the detergent and you provide the money for the machine. So how do you pay for all of this?
Yeah, so it costs us about $100 a month if we're going full for the full 2 hours. Is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we budget a certain amount out of our general budget at our church, and then we just rely on other donations. We have a little bank in our narthex and like a piggy bank, and people drop their quarters in on a regular basis, or we'll have other organizations hear about it and want to donate to it, so we get good funding for it.
So if anyone watching this Owatonna Today Show segment right now would like to donate money, how can they do that?
They would just be able to contact us at either myself at First Lutheran and write a check to First Lutheran Church and designate it for the Laundry Love Ministry.
All right. And then how do you get the word out to people?
Well, we advertise. We put posters up in the window here at Gina's Laundry. And we wanted to make sure that we reach all of the different cultures or the majority of the cultures in our community. So we advertise in English and Spanish and Somali. And we do get people from all of those nationalities here.
Do you feel there's enough of a need to do this more than once a month?
You know, we tried that. We weren't sure if we were missing a group of people during the day, maybe people that weren't able to get here in the evening. So for several months last year, we also offered a morning session on the third Wednesday during the day from 10 until noon.
Sure.
Yeah, and that was not as well attended, and so we haven't been doing that lately, but we might pick it up again in the summer. We'll have to see.
You have to see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a marvelous ministry for those of us that have our own washers and dryers at home. I don't remember. I have to think back to the college days when, number one, I had to schlep all my laundry to a laundromat, much less the cost of it. And as you said, if people have a job interview or a family function to go to, I mean, you have to have clean clothes.
Right.
You know, clean clothes are as much of a necessity as food is and shelter is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much. Oh, I think Al wants to say something. You need a microphone.
I just have one comment as it relates to me. As I have come here month after month, I see a lot of the same people. And you know, we have become friends, we have become family, we have become community. And that's important.
It's very important.
That's important. And so this is our togetherness once a month. Happens to be around a washing machine and a dryer, but it's the fellowship that I come for.
Oh, that's great.
Cookies too.
Oh yeah, Jan's cooking.
All right. Oh, we can't forget about
She'll
that.
be here any minute. You'll see her.
Well, we want to take a quick break, and we want to speak with a couple of the recipients of Laundry Love and get their take on it. So thank you so very much,
Thank you.
God bless you and continue in your wonderful work.
Thank you. God bless.
We are here with two of the recipients of Laundry Love. We are here with Joy and Kendra. Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show.
Thank you.
And tell me, how long have you been using the services of Laundry Love?
I started using it this fall.
Did, okay. And why did you need a service like this for yourself?
I live on a fixed income, so it helps me a lot because I started to use it because I lived in a building that didn't have a washer and dryer. So I'd have to try to get to the laundromat and wash and dry. So I'm not only paying for the washer and dryer, but I'm also paying for somebody to bring me here because I don't drive.
Oh, okay, sure. So, Joy, tell me, what does this mean to you?
It means a lot to me. If it's a big blessing. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the service. I mean, I live on a fixed income, so after I pay my bills and everything, there's very little left over. And so this really is a fantastic service that they do help us.
It does, okay. And pass the microphone over to Kendra. And Kendra, why do you come here?
I come here because it's a nice beneficial. I really enjoy the help and need to help with laundry, especially sometimes when you're in a pinch or a binding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do have like a little laundromat on site, but our machines keep breaking.
Oh, sure.
And money's really tight right now.
It is.
I'm in between jobs, and I don't come all the time, but it's nice to come and make use of it when it is needed, because I like to try and do things on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, my mom comes here and I help her get here when I do come, and it's kind of like a bonding experience for us, and then getting to know everybody else that comes and the people who come and provide it, and getting that chance to have that one-on-one, and for the community to come together and bond, because you don't always get that.
That's very true. Well, we are so fortunate in Owatonna that we have a church group that has stepped up to kind of fill in that gap. Now, not everyone realizes that. I think, Joy, you said to me, you're doing a lot of laundry today, and it would cost you like $40 just to do that.
Yes, on average, it costs me between $30 and $40 a month for laundry.
Out of a monthly budget, it really is. So, well, we're so glad that you're here. If you want to hand the microphone back over to Pastor Sandy, you wanted to say a few words of wrap up.
Yeah, and I think what I wanted to share was just demonstrated in having Joy and Kendra share. You can see that the people that come here are amazing people. And so that's a big part of our ministry, is we just really, really look forward to seeing them every month. And like you said, we didn't have it last month. We had some mechanical issues, and we missed it. We missed them. I think they missed us. So a big part of the ministry is just the relationships that are being formed.
Oh, yes.
And we have an opportunity at times to stay connected in between our Laundry Love dates and help people with various things that they need in the community. It's always fun to see them when we're out and about, too, at Walmart or wherever it meets. It's like, hey, how are you?
That's great.
So we just...
Thank you so much for sharing this with us and with the audience of the Owatonna Today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Audience, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And that's going to do it for our show today. Please come back on Friday when we will have St. Mary's School Night of Nights auction, as well as Bowl for Kids' Sake with Michelle Redman. Please come back on Friday, and we'll look forward to that.